Want to find out how to build wealth without fuss, without miraculous or unnecessary running courses. Observe those who, 2 millennia, have already dominated the art of prospering without depending on ostentation. They did not wear luxury watches, did not display fortunes, nor build commercial empires. But if they lived today, they would be among the most influential and wealthy. Why? Because his greatest assets were not money, but mastery over themselves. While most run after fads, they created purpose. They were not carried away by the noise, but they forged strength in silence. This path, discreet, focused, and calculated, is the most efficient these days. In this content, you will see how Stoic philosophy helps successful navigating the modern world. No hysteria, no hurry, just strategy results in a method that resists time. Stoic does not pursue wealth, but also does not reject it. It doesn't make money the center of life, but it doesn't avoid it when it arrives. Its way is of power without spreading. We live in an era where the external is valued. Those who scream louder, chime more, or draw more attention. People run after goals, invest impulsively, risk, lose, and start the race. Stoic acts differently. He sits silent, reflects, plans, and executes precisely without despair, without agitation. You don't care about the balance of others, but the meaning of what you do. And that is precisely what makes him a dangerous player. In a world where everyone sells themselves, Stoic stands out for not having to announce itself. He works, grows, and builds, while others celebrate ephemeral victories or get lost in turmoil. He rises to the top quiet, safe, because true wealth prefers silence, and he lives in him. Imagine a millionaire who does not sport the car, does not use gold chains, or manage a profile full of motivational phrases about money. He lives with simplicity, but every step of his is calculated. Its heritage grows while others seek magic formulas. This would be the modern Stoic. I would not boast of success, as it knows that the external is fleeting. The true fortune is inside, in clarity of thought, calm in the face of market turbulences, and the ability to ignore noisy opportunities that promise easy gains. He would invest in skills, knowledge, long-term decisions. It would not run after fads, but would build foundations. He would remain silent when others boasted and act when others hesitated. Its strategy is in discipline, focus, stillness, and that's what would make him rich, not overnight, but forever. The present world values quick results. People want to get rich now, preferably effortlessly. Stoic thinks differently. It builds like the ancient masters, layer by layer, year after year. It does not seek speed, but solidity. You know that everything that is quick breaks, and that the grain raises in silence. Therefore, do not run after hypes, but seek support points. He prefers to earn less, but safely, to risk everything in a dubious move. Do not bet on luck, but in character. This is the essence of the Stoic approach to prosperity. When the others wait, he acts. When the others panic, he observes. When others give up, it persists. It does not enter the market driven by emotion, but as a strategist, cold, prepared, calculating, and it wins because it doesn't play work. A powerful principle of Stoicism is control what depends on you and does not suffer from the rest. The Stoic millionaire applies this to everything. Do not stress with the dollar quotation. It does not spend energy on news that cannot change. It focuses on what is within your reach, your knowledge, habits, decisions. You know that it is the small daily actions that shape the financial destiny. An economy here, an hour of study there, a conversation that leads to a partnership. It does not wait for luck, but creates the conditions. Do not complain about the market, study it. It does not depend on a salary, build sources of income, and it does all of this without fuss, because it understands that tranquility is a luxury reserved for those who dominate themselves, and therefore dominates the way to wealth. Interestingly, the true way to prosperity does not start with money, but with discipline. Stoic knows if it cannot control its habits, it will not be able to control its capital. Trains in simple things, waking up early, avoiding distractions. Ask Emperor what you promise. It does not wait for the motivation. It acts by decision, and the decision is power. So he would be rich today, would build yourself as an asset. While others invest in coins, he invests in willpower. I would know exactly how much it earns, how much spends, and where each real goes. It would not make impulsive purchases, because it understands that each object is a commitment to the future. The clearer the vision of the goal, the less superfluous are necessary. Stoic is not poor, it is necessary. He lives by the principle, I have enough, and all that is left is distraction. It is in the stillness, in the self-control that resides its financial power. He doesn't fear starting from scratch. You know that the greatness is born from the first step. While someone says, I have no initial capital, Stoic replies, but I have intelligence, time, and determination. And starts. Do not complain about the market or crises, as you know that perfect conditions do not exist. Wealth is not about ideal scenarios, but about being ready to act regardless of circumstances. It would start with a simple service, useful content, small investments in yourself. It would not seek easy money, but ways to generate value, as it understands that money is a consequence of utility. The more benefit you provide, the more it comes back to you. In this respect, the Stoic path is silent, not running. It serves. Don't shout buy from me. Creates what people need, and reap the fruits without spreading. With dignity. In a world where everyone wants to stand out, Stoic overcomes precisely because they know how to disappear. It does not compete for attention, but builds value in the shadow. His name may not be famous, but it is to him who turn when they seek quality. When there is too much noise, silence becomes magnetic. People get tired of ostentation, empty promises, falsehood. Stoic is authentic. Don't talk, do it. It does not promise delivery, does not sell image, builds results. And that's where magic happens. In the midst of general chaos, its calm becomes rare, and rarity always has value. It can lead teams, manage big assets, make strategic decisions, all without dramas, without pose, only with serenity, clarity, and example. Therefore, the silent path to wealth works. It is not to show, it is for results. Stoic knows the weight of words and, therefore, uses them with parsimony. It is not sold with speeches, but with actions. In an era of excessive information, where everyone promises success in 7 days, the silent person who delivers results inspires confidence. No need to prove anything. The proof is what it builds. Stoic does not need advertising. It is recommended. Does not require promotion is found. Because in a world where instability is the rule, stability becomes a rare good. And Stoic is stable. Don't jump from one idea to another like a leaf in the wind. It does not ignite with fads nor races with the first obstacle. It advances step by step, and therefore its equity grows to the same extent as its authority. It does not spend energy to seem successful, invests everything to be. And that's where the essence of the silent path lies. You don't shout that you're rich. It simply becomes someone from whom the market cannot do without. And then the money comes not because you pursue it, but because you have become a magnet. And a magnet is always inner strength, never external facade. Stoic knows how to wait. Do not panic if the result takes time. Don't leave a project just because the first attempt failed. Understands that wealth is not built in a flash of luck, but in tireless patience. And patience today is a luxury. People burn in months because they want everything already. Stoic walks step by step. It builds your business without fuss, without exposing every detail on the networks, without announcement. Ready, I'm a millionaire. After the first sale, it continues to work. And when the result comes, it's no chance, it's a consequence. It is not seen at first. It is not heard in the process. But it is impossible to ignore in the end, because it is like the stone that drops the gout, was carved by work until it becomes granite, a solid base where one can erect an empire without haste, without shouts, but with real force. Stoic does not measure success for the rulers of others. Do not look at cars, apartments, or lace from others to envy or feel inferior. You know that the comparison is poison. By living on the goals of others, you stop listening to yourself. And the silent path to wealth requires silence and ear. Stoic lives for its principles. Choose a business not because it is fashionable, but because it sees value in it. It invests not by status, but by meaning. Your success is not at points, but in solidity. Not at height, but in depth. So your money does not disappear. It grows with him, because he is not sustained in illusions, but in foundations. Stoic can say no. And this is one of the most valuable skills on the way to wealth. It says no to everything that pulls him down: empty conversations, purposeless projects, impulsive purchases, toxic people. It protects your focus as if it were gold, for you know that energy is not infinite. If you spend it with everything, it will not be left over for the essentials. Do not fear losing the unmissable opportunity if it contradicts your values. It doesn't try to please everyone, remains faithful to yourself, and in this faithfulness is its power, because it is not dispersed and therefore strengthens. Each no to others is a yes for oneself. And whoever learns to say yes to himself sooner or later becomes truly rich. Stoic bets on knowledge, understands that everything can be taken but the mind. Money can disappear, business can crumble, people can betray. But if you know how to think, how to decide, how to rebuild from scratch, it is invulnerable. Therefore, it invests in itself every day, studies, reads, analyzes. Choose education, not entertainment, depth, not superficiality. and that is what makes it dangerous for the system. He does not consume, creates. Don't be carried away by emotions, acts with conscience. Therefore, even if it falls, it gets up. Even if you lose, recovers. His greatest asset is himself. Stoic does not run after easy money. You know that what comes fast goes even faster. Do not look for schemes to make the money quickly. Builds for the long run. Its goal is not a flash of success, but stability. It is not to show that it won. It is to create the victory. So ignores risky proposals, dubious financial marathons, and empty courses. You ask yourself a single question. Will it make me stronger as a person? Will this improve my thinking? If the answer is no, go on. Your strategy is simple, growing as an individual, and money will grow together. Bet on control, not luck, and discipline, not in the miracle. And although his way seems slow, he knows that at the end of the journey, he will be where others will not even come because they could not stand it, and he endured silently, step by step. He doesn't care about those ready, but with those in motion. It does not feed illusions that the way will be easy. You know that difficulties will come, and it is precisely this awareness that makes it stronger than those who seek guarantees. While the others hesitate, he acts. While the others doubt, he tests. While the others are preparing to start, he is already advancing. This difference in rhythm gives him an immense advantage. In the time the undecided lose doubts, he has given dozens of steps. Not everyone will be perfect, but each one teaches him, strengthens him, transforms him. And so, without fuss, without haste, he approaches the goal, because it understood a fundamental truth. The perfect moment is a fiction, but the present moment is an opportunity. Stoic does not build wealth on emotions. It does not let enthusiasm drag it to unnecessary risks, nor allows fear to paralysis. He dominates himself, so he also dominates his money. You know that emotional decisions are fragile decisions. So, before buying, before investing, before choosing, he pauses, breathes, reflects, only then acts. This break is your most powerful weapon. In a world that runs without direction, it makes it invincible. He does not buy a $500 course just because 2 vacancies left. Do not play in cryptocurrencies because someone did 10x. He asks, is it worth it? Choose the meaning, not the fashion. And in the end, it loses less, but it wins more because it doesn't play, builds. Who always builds exceeds those who run after the crowd, because the builder has a plan. Stoic carries this plan within itself and follows it without emotions. Firmly. He understands that everything is fleeting. Money, goods, status come and go, but what you become in the process is forever. Therefore, for him, wealth is not an end, but a means of transformation. Do not run after numbers, and the account grows as a person. Each step towards financial freedom is a step towards inner force. When you learn to save, develops patience. When he says no to the superfluous, he strengthens the will. When it refuses an impulse, it builds character. And then the essentials happens. Money is no longer just a result and becomes a reflection of its development. It arrives because it is ready to receive it, because its internal structure is able to support it, not like a bullshit, which loses everything, but is a filling container and, when overflowing, becomes a source. And here is the crucial point. Stoic never accumulates wealth to prove something to someone, builds for you and to be useful. You know that the real strength is not screaming from the top, but to extend the hand to those who are still below. When it reaches its goals, it is not exalted, it gets quieter because, in your world, money is responsibility. It's the chance to do more, help those around, and expand their influence not on noise, but with example. Do not dream of being famous, dreams of being effective. And when it reaches this, it simply goes on, without ostentation, without applause, because wealth, for him, is not a line of arrival, but the continuation of a path deeper, more serene, more powerful. This path will always win, because the silent force is not breaking. You can seek wealth in 2 ways: shouting, running out, or silently, firmly, with an unshakable core. Stoics chose the second, and it still works even after 2,000 years.